Previously on The Modern Man.
Dad, I'm on my way. While I'm standing, boom, the police grab me.
In the airport.
In the queue.
Freedom stripped away from him. Most of his belongings stolen from him.
Come with us. What's the problem? You're under arrest, sir.
543 days. Wrongfully.
I went, oh my God, I'm in big trouble. No answer. Phone. They never took my phone call since then. They cleaned the whole house out. They jumped in an Uber and they're racing off to the airport. My own daughter can't get into her own house. She's got total control of all my finances. Get on the first plane out to Cyprus after them. Get there. It's Friday. You have to get to the bank by Monday morning. Otherwise your gold is gone. Your wife and her sister are busy laying a complaint right now that you raped your wife's sister 2 years ago. In February 2022. I said to the police...
This was the birthday when they did the limousines and everything.
No, the birthday was 2023.
Oh, okay.
So that on their statement, they've got February 2022. The happened. But in my shop in Limassol, supposedly. I said to the police, firstly, I couldn't have in February 2022. I wasn't in Cyprus, I was in South Africa. I showed them passport. Oh, then they must have made a mistake.
You can't make a mistake on
How do you
fucking
make a
accusation.
mistake?
Yeah, on that kind of level.
Okay, that's how the horror story starts.
Okay.
I sat with the police, I said, this is not a They're going to steal my gold coins. On Monday, when the bank opens, 189 coins in a Hellenic bank. I tell the police.
Go there.
The police, you know what they tell me? You're just making up stories because you your wife's sister. No, I didn't. They're going to steal the money. They're going to clear the bank accounts. They're going to steal the gold. I tell the police. The police say, write on your statement. I take the pen. I write on the statement. They're going to steal my 189 gold coins on Monday morning.
The date.
At the Hellenic Bank. All right, that's all I write. I said, This is not this is a heist. We don't believe you, in jail.
Yeah, so you must have been angry, upset, frustrated, because obviously you're also trying to tell your story. You're trying to tell your story and it's just not, it's not getting through.
No one's listening.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. The Me Too movement in Europe has gone too far. It's gone too far.
Yeah.
I've got 2 daughters. I want the system to work for my daughters.
Yeah.
But to take a woman's word with no evidence and just throw a man in prison, I don't know if the justice system considered the fact that psychopaths can also be female. Psychopathies, Machiavellians, narcissists. What, don't they exist in the female form?
No, it's only males.
No, is that so?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently fucking so.
Don't they think that these type of pathological mindsets will game the system?
Especially when there's so much on the line.
When they've got a tool this powerful. So you can just say, Manny, just say.
And it's done for.
Just believe her. What? Always believe her. There's not a single woman that's ever lied. Always believe her. What kind of slogan is that for the Me Too movement? And let me emphasize the fact that I've got 2 daughters.
Yeah.
Who I love more than anything in the world. My daughters are my everything. So I'm not anti-woman. But come on, guys. Always believe her.
Yeah, no matter what.
How about no?
Yeah.
How about no?
Because at that point, at the same time, obviously there's going to be a lot of women that don't. Obviously, I've seen a lot of stories. You play the devil's advocate here. There's a lot of women that will tell their stories, and no one believes them. Right? Obviously, at that point they fuck. There's no point in telling the stories, which is sad, just in general. But it's It's become too easy now to just take it on word. What happened to innocent until proven guilty?
Manny, what does my story do to the real victims?
This is the problem. This is my point.
What does it do to the real victims?
Because, yeah, that's exactly
now
it.
the real victims sit and they go, I've really been Now someone's going to think I'm a gold digger.
Because the guy has money. Because, let's be honest, how many times do you hear the story of a is by all of these, I mean, after these Epstein files came out, it's all these people in high positions, all this fucking money and everything like that take advantage of the woman, that, you know, use their power, their dominance over a woman, they them and stuff. And then this woman can't fight this battle because they don't have the resources to fight a guy that has millions in the bank with lawyers and everything. So they just think, fuck. Or the guy could be scary. He could be a mafia motherfucker. And he could be taking, listen, if you go tell the police are on my payroll kind of shit. So this is sad. But now this has completely fucked their whole thing up because of this.
Manny, I'm anti period.
Yeah, listen.
Like, not even maybe.
No.
I'll tell you a story. I'm not going to expand on it. But I'm going to put it out there. My daughters know, so I'm willing to speak about it. If my daughters didn't know, I wouldn't speak about it.
Yes.
My mother was a victim. My own mother.
Fuck.
Okay? I grew up with the trauma of a mother that was I carried this my whole life. I'm the last person that'll be a rapist. I'm anti-rape. Not maybe. Because my own mother was a victim of. And my wife knew this. And she still played that card. Shame on her. It's disgusting.
That is disgusting. There's no other terminology for it. That's fucking disgusting.
It's disgusting. Because I'm the most anti person you'll ever meet. It's disgusting what she did.
I'm sitting here, I can't even fathom.
I've been protecting my daughters against being my whole life. I'm the most anti person you can find. I carry trauma that I carry because of my mother, because of what she went through. So I'm not here saying, you know what?
Just to get yourself off.
Give the rapists a get out of jail free card. I'm saying if you use the word for financial gain, or because you are vindictive or malicious,
you're one of the lowest,
or malevolent, or bitter or resentful, or you're just an evil bitch, shame on you. There's real victims.
100%.
Shame on you. And it's happening more and more because you get pathological psychopathies, and there's 4 of them. The dark triad, which is not a triad, it's 4. Sadists, Machiavellians, narcissists, and proper psychopaths. Now, my sister-in-law is a Machiavellian. I'm not an expert. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm from Benoni. I can be wrong. You know, we Benoni guys, we can get it wrong sometimes, and we can just say we're from Benoni. So, okay. So I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
But I read a lot. I believe my sister-in-law was a Machiavellian. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
And she gamed the system.
She knew what she was doing.
Of course she knew what she was doing. Shame on these women. These real victims. Unacceptable. It's unacceptable in ways that the word unacceptable cannot explain. The word unacceptable is not even strong enough.
No, I get you. It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up. It's exactly what it is.
That's what it is.
And how does someone sit and think about, so we'll get back to your story now. How does someone sit and think that this is an okay thing to do to another human being, no matter what you're feeling towards that person?
Listen, you put a man in jail. I went in front of the judge when I was arrested. And I remember facing the judge on the Monday morning thinking...
Oh, sorry, so you got arrested the Friday or the Saturday when you got
Sunday.
there? The Sunday.
So I
when you
left
got
on
there.
the Friday, it's 2 days flight back. On the Sunday, I get arrested. I was okay. I mean, I don't mind what happens to me much. But when I saw my daughter at the police station, Morgan came there, I just broke down. It was too much for me to see her suffering. And she said to me, Dad, I can't believe these women are doing this to us.
Us, not even you.
To us.
I get goosebumps.
To us. And I'm
I
like,
get goosebumps.
I'm like, you evil bitches. Okay. Monday morning, I'm in front of the judge. I'm convinced this is just bullshit. I'm going to get bail.
Yeah, you're gonna get quick out of here.
I'm going to get bail. I'm going to get out of here.
because there's no evidence to the charges,
Yeah,
so
you
you're
know
not too
what-
worried about it.
You know what the judge tells me in court? He says, we've got to protect our European Union women against crimes like,
From foreigners.
from basically from Africans. Yeah, I've got an African passport. So, okay, now I'm looking at the judge. So what
And
does
you're
this
from
mean?
Benoni.
And I'm from Benoni.
Fuck, it's even worse.
And I'm from Benoni. So I'm like, listen, what to do? So the judge says to me, the charges you've got against you. He starts reading the charges. The most serious charge. What do they call it?
Was it like sexual assault?
No, family abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, sexual assault, 16 charges.
16.
I'm like, what are these charges? So my wife went and put charges against me of
Yeah.
abuse. The sister and abuse. The mother put charges against me. So the mother got into it as well.
So after you've looked after them for so
Yes. The only one who put in his statement, he said he didn't know about anything was the father.
Yeah, he's a puss too, sorry.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah.
No, 100%. So the judge reads the charges, looks at me, says, you're looking at a life sentence. Life sentence. I went pale. I'm like, what is this judge talking
Your
about?
heart must have dropped at that point.
I'm
you know.
looking at a life sentence. Straight to prison. Get to prison, holding cells, eventually go to the big prison in Nicosia with all the inmates.
So
And
now this is
that's
a proper prison. Like not a fuck around like
no, the
white
proper
collar.
prison.
This is a
no proper prison. So
this is for the dangerous and the fucking
So now I start my fight. So I arrive in Nicosia prison. I was first in the holding cells. I was in Athena holding cells, and then Aradipo police holding cells, and then that was from it was probably the 10th of November. I was in the holding cells till end of December, so about a month and 3 weeks. End of December, beginning January, I spent Christmas in the holding cells, police holding cells. I've got my daughter visiting me, bringing food, bringing clothes.
And you haven't had a trial, you haven't been found
Nothing,
guilty, like
nothing.
just fucking straight into prison.
Nothing. Straight into the holding cells. I'm in the police holding cells. My daughter's visiting me all the time. I've got some friends visiting me. I've got no place to wash my clothes. I'm washing my clothes in a bucket. I'm flipping, you've got no money. Said to my daughter, go to the bank and see how much money we've got for the lawyers. So she goes to the bank, she goes back, she goes, Dad, they left you with €1,000, 20,000 rand. From 738,000 euro, I've got 20,000 rand in my bank account. When I was in Texas, Noel bought me a Rolex watch as a gift because of, he lived with me, he trained with me. I helped him, I coached him, I did a lot.
You're his mentor, basically.
Yeah, so he gave me this Rolex. So when I was in prison, I've got this Rolex, so I give the Rolex in. So please tell me, why don't you sell the Rolex, to pay for your lawyers? A Rolex is probably worth about $15,000. So I said, listen, I'm not selling this Rolex.
No.
There's no way I'm selling this Rolex. It's a gift. I can't sell it. So Noel said, sell the Rolex, pay for your lawyers. I said, I can't do it. I'd rather take a government lawyer. So Noel said, look, I'll pay.
Because also it's gonna run out so quickly anyway,
Yeah.
and you've sold it.
Yeah. So I said to Noel, I'm not doing it. So Noel turned around and he said, I'll pay all your lawyers' fees. That's what Noel said. Noel said, I will pay every single euro. Told my daughter, get the best lawyer you can find in Europe. The lawyer's name is Ilya Stefanos. He's the number one lawyer. He's probably one of the best lawyers in Europe. He's not cheap. But this is a serious dude.
Shout out Noel Dazel.
Yeah, so
Shout out.
Noel stepped up and he just said, you know what, I don't
Whatever you
care
need,
what it takes. He says, I don't care if I spend 100,000 to 300,000 euro. I don't care if it's going to cost 6 or 10 million. I will pay everything. He said to my daughter, tell your father, you know what, I'll pay all the lawyer's fees.
It's beautiful.
So Noel, yeah, he was the big guy behind me. My business partner also here in South Africa, he made a contribution. He started paying my, his name is Jaco Venter, top guy. He was paying my my daughter Keegan's study money. My one daughter is still studying in South Africa, she's studying medical sciences, she wants to become a doctor. She just finished her honors.
So you had people outside
Yes.
helping you and your family, not just you at that point.
Yeah, so my business
That's
partner,
amazing to hear.
my
Like,
business
honestly.
partner took total control over the local
Yes.
finances. He was paying my lawyers, my daughter's study money. He was giving her pocket money every month. He was like holding up the fort.
Supporting,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was sending me money for canteen in prison, so I can buy washing powder, cigarettes, all that stuff. He was sending a couple of $1,000 every month, so I could sustain myself in prison. Noel was paying all the lawyers' fees. I had a lot of friends support me. There's no way you could go through something like this
On your own.
It's impossible. You'll never make it. So if it wasn't for the people around me, there's no way I would have made this. It's not even like maybe. It's not even debatable. It's not open. There's no way. So Noel got Stefanos involved, Ilias Stefanos, and he took my case on. And Ilias started working on my case. I got moved to the big prison. I think it was the 5th of January 2025. I got moved to Nicosia Central Prison. I got into block 10. There's 11 blocks. You enter block 10. So when you enter block 10, you can choose to go to block 11, which is for pedophiles and rapists, or you can choose to go into the main population, which is the main
GP, general population.
which is the serious dudes. But then you at risk of being accused of or pedophilia, and then they stab you or they kill you or they beat you.
Because of who you
I mean,
are,
I saw in my time I was in prison, it wasn't long. It was long for an innocent man, 543 days. But I saw...
That's fucking long. Like, honestly,
That's
like, listen,
long.
it's not what people spend 25 years in. You know what I mean? But at the same time, as an innocent man, you went from living your dream life on a villa on the beach in
Yeah.
Cyprus to general pop in Cyprus with a bunch of murderers, killers, rapists, actual rapists.
Look,
Fuck.
I didn't want to stay with the rapist,
No.
so I went into
You
the
also didn't
general...
want to be,
I went into
guilty
the,
by association.
I
in a
went
way,
into
yeah,
the
yeah.
general population. I said, that's it. I'm going in the general population. I started in block 10. I was staying in block 10B upstairs. And that's the lowest block. The higher you go in blocks, the better your privileges are. Block 2 is the number 1 block. That's the best block. There you get privileges. You get
So it's like a white collar in a way.
No.
No, not a white. No. Not
Pr-
even
no,
that
no,
level.
no,
No.
no. The prisoners decide,
Okay.
not the guards. So your white collar will be like maybe block 10
Okay.
or something like that. But if you want to be in block, say, 2, you're probably doing more than 13 years. You're a serious underworld figure, but there's no noise in the block. The prisoners run the show there. It's like, but it's ordered, it's clean. But
So it's not a bad time, actually.
no, but it's all the serious dudes stay in the top blocks,
Yeah.
and you can't get to the
Where
top
like
blocks.
criminal lords and
Yeah, you can't get to the top blocks unless you get along with the underworld figures who live
it.
there.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so if you stay in block 10, okay, you know it. You don't stay with serious criminals. But the problem is it's always noisy. You've got dudes doing 3 months, 5 months, 6 months, always shouting, druggies. You know, people are addicted. I don't take drugs, so you know, I don't.
you're not used to being around
I'm
that.
not used to, and you know, these people are, when you go to the serious blocks where a dude's doing 127 years, like the main boss on our block, he's doing 127 years. So he's a serious dude. You don't shout on his block. The block's clean. You clean the toilets.
Because that's where he's living for the rest of his life.
Yes, and he wants to do his time quietly.
Yeah.
And
He wants to enjoy what he has left. Yeah,
and
yeah.
peacefully.
Yeah.
So the more serious the dudes are, the better the blocks are. But you have to earn it. Like you can't go and ask the guard to stay there.
No.
The boss has to say you can stay.
Listen,
there.
you can pull up.
So what happened with my wife?
Sorry, were you not like scared for your life at this point?
Look, I'm from Benoni, so. So yeah,
Yeah.
look, I'm joking about it, but it counts a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
When you're from South Africa and you're from like a place like Benoni and that, it does count a hell of a lot.
Yeah,
like,
you got the
you
background.
get in there already with a certain...
Violence is not a, it's not a stranger to you.
No, it's not a problem, you know.
Yeah,
So you're
yeah.
right with it. So I got into block 10. I decided I won't stay with the pedophiles and the I was fortunate enough that the prisoners chose for me to also stay with them, and I integrated well. My wife and her sister had a best friend in Cyprus called Laura, and I'm gonna name her. Her name is Laura. Her husband's name was Mohammed. Mohammed is an underworld figure in Cyprus. He was in prison when we arrived in Cyprus. He was doing time, and everybody said he was an underworld boss, and he was staying in block 1 in Cyprus. So block 1 is quite a good block, but block 2 is the best block. So block 2 is actually block 1, and block 1 is actually block 2. So
Switch.
as I arrived in the holding cells in the court underneath, I got a message immediately. And I just got to prison. Muhammad says, when you get to the prison, come speak to me. So obviously the dude was involved. So he was involved with setting this whole thing up.
Mm-hmm. He knew the money at hand.
Yeah, of course. So he was involved from the underworld setting this up. And also when my wife and them went to put their statements the morning of the Sunday of the 10th, there were 2 underworld figures with him. And the policeman that took my statement, there was one guy, and he actually had sympathy for me. And he says, I'm going to give you good advice. When you speak to your lawyer, tell your lawyer, when the woman came here to give them their statements this morning, there were 2 guys here. One was a Syrian, and the one was a Cypriot guy who speaks with a very bad accent, like a Russian accent or something. And they came to accompany your wife and the sister to give their statements.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'm telling you, there's something fishy here.
Yeah.
He says, tell your lawyers to ask them on the stand about these 2 gentlemen. And my lawyers actually did. And my lawyers actually called the police. And the police said, yes, there were 2 underworld figures there that morning. And that also counted against them.
100%, yeah.
And those 2 underworld figures that were there, I think was related to Muhammad. That was in prison. I did confront Muhammad in prison. There's certain things about prison I don't talk about because prison is prison. So what happens in prison sort of stays in prison. Mm-hmm. So there's some things you can talk about, but out of respect for the men in prison, that I spend a long time with. There's certain things I will not speak about because
loyalty's a thing.
Not only that, they've got to carry on living in that prison.
You don't want to get out.
And I don't want to make it uncomfortable for them when the authorities hear certain things and that. But prison is prison. I managed to deal with prison in that way, and I did fairly well in prison. I went all the way up. I was eventually staying in block 2. The guys.
Oh, you got to block 2.
Yeah, I got
Shout out. It's because you're from Benoni, that's why.
From Benoni. I managed to get to block 2. Yeah. I lived in room number 26. Mm-hmm. The boss lives in 42. So I lived on his row. Literally 6 rooms. Well, how many rooms? It's not 6. It's 42 to 26. So what are you talking about? It's probably about 14 rooms down. I lived with him almost a year on his block, and I integrated very, very well. I get along with the boys well there. I've got a friend there in prison. His name is Shadi. He's a Kurdish Muslim dude, one of the most solid dudes I ever met in my life. A youngster, great genetics, top guy, intelligent.
You were just thinking of the health and fitness, like, you can get into bodybuilding, bro.
But these dudes were really good to me. I mean, they bought me shoes. They looked after me.
So you didn't have a bad time in prison?
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, obviously, like integrating, but then it wasn't a nightmare-fueled
Look, prison
time?
was not a joke.
Of course, yeah. I'm saying this now.
But I made friends there.
Yes.
Eventually, I had a butler.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, I had a butler.
Was his name Alfred?
No, my butler's name was Jack. Jack killed his father.
Fuck. Wasn't expecting that one.
No,
he's
a wild dude. He's a wild dude.
Yeah.
But he was my butler. He used to make me tea. I was the only guy in this prison that had a ceramic cup because you can't have ceramic cups because you can break it and
Obviously,
stab
it'd
someone.
yeah.
So I was the only one who had a ceramic cup. It was gifted to me. So you walk out with a ceramic cup, it means something.
Yeah, it's a sign of status at that
it's
point.
big time. Yeah, so I had a ceramic cup. I had a butler. He made me tea. I had a good roommate. His name is Pampos.
So you were like a real life Bruce Wayne at that point, huh?
Yeah. Look,
Like you got a butler
cool.
in ceramic.
I was cool.
And tea always tastes better in ceramic.
Yeah, and I eventually had a nice TV, a DVD player. So I was doing well in Shadi, and then they bought me food every day, special food. So I had special food delivered to my room eventually. Eventually, But in the beginning, I'm making it sound good now. But in the beginning, room 10, in block 10, I was living 4 people in a room. I was sleeping under a bed and a desk on the floor. That was terrible. The insects were biting us. There were bed bugs. I mean, I've still got marks on my hands and my arms from the bed bugs and the insects biting you. It's really horrible. But eventually,
how was your psyche at that point? Like did you think to yourself like, I'm fucked? I'm fucked. Because again, you haven't been charged yet. So you don't know how many years you could be here. So it was like your mindset thinking, I could now be here for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
So I need to now, everything that's outside, as much as you can appreciate it, it's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You have to think this is it, and this is only it. There's nothing else besides what I'm doing right now. Because again, as much as you say you're making it, it's still fucking prison. You're still in prison, and like it still could be dangerous. Your life could end tomorrow.
I saw there were in the time there was one guy got killed. He got stabbed to death in the one block. In block 1, he got stabbed. He actually got tortured for 3 days. Then they cut his testicles off, shoved it in his mouth. So he got murdered. Another guy got kicked, but I didn't see that happen. Another guy got kicked to death. The one day I saw a big stabbing happened. So these are kind of things I can talk about. No, it's no problem. But the actual runnings of the real deep politics in the prison, I don't want to talk about. Like,
of course.
Like there's Albanian dudes there. They're quite serious dudes. The Albanian mobs there. I had some issues with them, which I sorted out. And I don't want to talk about it because it's not important.
Yeah.
And then the local guys, I mean, we had issues all the time. There was some serious shit going down there. These are really violent people. Yeah. I mean, my own butler killed his father. I mean, this guy's he's autistic, super high IQ autistic, hell of a nice guy.
Fucking Jack.
Yeah, Jack. He's a hell of a nice guy.
Shout out, Jack.
Yeah.
I know you killed the dad. It's a little bit heavy, but I mean,
we used to joke with him. He used to go get visits. So you get a visit once a week. You get an hour visit, and then Jack will go and visit. And then as he walks out, the boys will say, "Hey, Jack, send regards to your father when you."
So the banter was real.
Yeah,
man.
bad. Or he comes back. He comes back, and
you can't help but laugh.
No,
like I know it's a heavy thing to say, but you can either laugh or cry about it.
Prison is serious, but there's no. But it's real, So so there's that. But I made good friends in prison, like Savi, Shadi, Marinos, Kaniras, my roommate Pambos, top guy. I had a very good roommate. We stayed together eventually. 2 bunk beds, metal beds. I slept on a foam mattress that's about this thick. It's not easy. It's not easy. But I went through it. The most difficult part was being in prison surrounded by convicted felons, and you choose to stay in a block where every single person is doing more than 10 years. But I chose to stay there because it was just better for me. Where most of the people that were not convicted were staying maybe in block 10 or 9 or, and I was like, no, I'm just going to go with the main dudes.
But you're in survival mode now.
It worked better for me to be with the serious dudes.
That's it.
I didn't want to be with a guy who's in for
because you don't know, that motherfucker could just lose his shit one day.
No, but they
and do some stupid shit.
But they're not. I don't know. It's not solid. It's like
that's exactly
like
it. It's up and down.
You're not in the system, but you're not out the system. You're somewhere hovering. So I just went straight in, and I went into the system all the way.
Dive deep.
Yeah, I just went flat out in, and I was in it, and I integrated well. Eventually, I was training the guys in the gym. We went for workouts every day. I made really good friends. The guys, I earned their respect, hopefully. I'm not saying this to boast. I'm speaking from no ego.
Yeah.
I do think that I made an impact. My neighbor, Andrew, in Stan, he's from the UK, top guy, top guy. I lived with him. And I think I made good friends. I think I did.
So you didn't just survive; you thrived.
I
in a
did
way.
well. I did well in prison terms with the help of my friends.
Of course. No, you can't do it
in
alone.
prison.
Can't do it alone.
But I was eating really good food every day. Shadi was getting us good food from the kitchen. We were managing to get the kitchen because we had the kitchen under control. And these boys they've got everything under control. They're the top boys. Believe me, in and out. They run the nightclubs from the prison. They run the things from there. These are serious dudes. And they're not stupid. If you go to the top blocks and you go to the top guys, they're not stupid dudes. These are intelligent men.
They know what they're doing.
Now,
Yeah.
even Jack, I mean, he killed his father. I mean, the other boys used to call him stupid. I don't think he's stupid. I think he's autistic. He's admittedly said he was autistic. A very high IQ. He remembers everything about history. And that was my butler. So I sat there. The hardest part was being with convicted criminals, knowing you're not guilty, and still believing that you're going to win.
Things are going to work out.
And then you sit with the boys, and the boys are like, look, you're going to go through this trial, and you have to keep your mind open. What are you going to do if you're guilty? You're going to have to face that. You're going to have to sit here with us for doing a life sentence.
Yeah.
And then the one dude's like, I'm doing a life sentence. The other dude's like, I'm doing a life sentence.
Yeah.
The other thing which I didn't like in prison is I really battle with the psychopaths. There was a serial killer in there, Metaxas. And this dude chopped some people up. He cut their hands off and he cut little children up and he put them in suitcases and that. And he was staying around the corner on our block. And this guy's never getting out of prison.
Yeah.
An intelligent dude.
They normally are. They normally are, yeah.
But for some reason, I didn't get along with this guy. It's very difficult for me to.
Well, listen, he chopped little kids up. That's fucked up.
And no one got along with him. Like no one.
Yeah, so you weren't alone on that one.
No, I mean the serious underworld figures, they don't like this kind of thing.
Yeah.
They don't like it. And he was in our block.
Yeah, because you can, again, I'm just talking now from what I've seen on movies, series, and shit like that. All the big bosses that have the respect and the this and the that, they'll look past your murders and stuff like that if it's of men.
Yeah, but
not really, but women and children
rapes is not accepted.
But children
Children's
is the
worst.
most fucked up thing.
They don't take lightly to
if
that.
there's one thing, it's a heavy thing to say, it's on par or even worse than a rapist is a fucking pedophile. Like genuinely, because kids are innocent
I
beings.
told the guards, I said, if you guys put me in block 11 with pedophiles, I'll come in as an innocent man, I'll leave as a murderer.
Guilty man, yeah.
I said, I can't stay with pedophiles. I can't do it.
And morally correct.
I can't do it.
You won't feel bad about it either.
Like I was staying with underworld figures. It's like serious underworld figures.
That do bad shit.
And I was cool with that.
Yeah.
They just, for me, they were just normal dudes. But the pedophiles, no thank you.
They're not normal people,
I couldn't stay with them. I'm sorry. It's just not acceptable for me.
But we digress. So now, what happened?
so I was in the prison. I saw the whole thing happen. I saw everything happen. I had my ups, I had my downs, I had my incidents in prison. I dealt with my shit, and I dealt with it in a way that I believe that I earned the right to be there in the block where I was, and the guys accepted me, and I conducted myself in a way that was respectable enough. They saw I don't do drugs. Doing drugs in prison is actually very bad. If you will not climb the ranks. If you're a full-on drug addict, they don't even allow addicts on my wing.
But you can't trust those people.
Can't trust them.
Can't trust them.
So they saw I was a clean guy. They saw I was a healthy guy. They saw I was taking the guys to gym. I was training.
But you also
with the
got
guys.
morals, values. You got principles.
So it worked. It worked well for me. So I was in the prison.
You're a bad man with good intentions.
Yes. Look, you have to look at Carl Jung and go, look. Carl Jung says, accept your shadows. Accept the fact that you may be a monster, but you're keeping it at bay.
Yeah.
So in prison, this becomes very, very real. In there, you have to be a monster. But you have to be a monster that can control it. And if you can do that, you'll fit right in and you'll be okay. But you can't be weak.
Yeah.
If you're weak, you fucked. You
Law of nature.
cannot be
Law of
weak.
nature.
You cannot be weak. So there's that. So I sat in prison. Eventually, I managed to get, and I don't care who hears this from the prison in Cyprus, I managed to get an illegal phone in prison. I wasn't allowed to have one, but I managed to get one eventually. That helped a hell of a lot. If it wasn't for the fact that I had an illegal phone, I don't know how I would have fought my case. I used to read all my documents, my court documents on the illegal phone. I used to type my statements on the illegal phone. I used to send it off to my daughter. I was fighting my case from my
inside.
prison cell on an illegal phone. And I just thought to myself, I don't care if they catch me with this illegal phone. I don't care. I have to fight back. And I was writing my
You could
statement.
be doing worse shit.
I could be doing worse shit. So the one thing I did in prison illegally was I had an illegal phone. But I'd still, if you had to ask me if I would do it again, yes, I would do it again. Because there's no way. Me and my daughter, and then there's a husband, CJ. She got married while I was in prison. Shout out to CJ, top guy. CJ is actually from Zimbabwe. He's a Zimbabwean kid, hell of a nice kid. He's a top footballer. He's half Cypriot, half Zimbabwean. And CJ married my daughter. Top guy. Him and my daughter were fighting tooth and nail on the ground. They were the soldiers fighting. I was talking to them every single day, fighting every single day. And then my other daughter at home, Keegan, she was fighting for me. The mother of my kids were behind me like you cannot believe. You know, my children's mother flew to Cyprus. She came to court. And I mean, the judges I've got two female
And now
judges.
you got character witnesses as well.
I've got
now.
two female judges and one male judge, and the female judges are going, how's this guy a rapist if his ex-wives, ex-girlfriends, everybody's still on good terms with him, coming to court supporting, he's got two daughters. I used to go to court.
And you did your ex-wives dirty with the not like dirty, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
but
Yes.
fair, you know
So-
what I mean? So they can, again, it's a character witness. They can speak on your character
Yes,
as a
look,
person, yeah.
I'm not an angel.
No, of course.
That I'm not saying at all, but I've got a good relationship with my exes, and the mother of my kids was actually behind me. She came to court. Now the judges are looking at this. They're saying, well, if this guy, look, I'm a wild guy, but I'm not a total bad man, you know. And my exes accept me for that. And my kid's mom, she flew. And, you know, it's strange. I used to go to court, and then my ex-wife and her Lithuanian family is on the one side. It'll be her mother, sister, 3 people. And the whole court was empty. No one would sit on their side. And on my side, it was like full.
People that flew out
And
for
like
you, yeah.
80% of the people were women.
Yeah.
I mean, CJ's mother was there. You know, CJ's sisters were there. My daughters were there. I mean, I had so many of my female friends there. I had, I paint a little bit of a bad picture of myself with women, but that's just a joke. In reality, I get along with my exes. You know, I'm just a naughty, wild guy, but I get along with them well. And, they were all supporting me. So, yes, I was on the phone. I was talking to my daughter every day, writing the statements, getting the evidence. And my daughter was getting the evidence. And Noel and Jordan were sending the money. Every bill was paid. So it was a team effort. My daughter and CJ on the front. CJ speaks Cypriot. He speaks Greek. He's a local. He was onto the lawyers. And, CJ started this AI platform now for helping lawyers. And he developed this whole AI platform. And he was working my case on this platform, giving my lawyers evidence. And they were all fighting for me every single day. And the guys in prison as well, they started saying, look, we know you're not guilty. And then eventually my lawyer sat me down and he said to me, look, for the first time in my career, I'm going to tell you something. He says, I'm going to tell you 2 things. Firstly, I actually believe that you're innocent. He says, and that says a hell of a lot. He says, because I've been in the industry a very long time. He says, secondly, I'm going to tell you another thing. He says, you've got 9 lawyers in total. On the civil case, he says, from my firm alone, you've got 3 lawyers. He says, 3 lawyers from my firm and me. You've got the civil lawyers, which is 3. And you've got another lawyer from Dubai. So I've got 9 lawyers. He says, from the 9 lawyers, I'm going to tell you something that they're going to tell you to not do. I said, what's that? He says, I'm going to tell you to get on the stand and defend yourself. He says, all your other lawyers are going to tell you not to do it.
Yeah, because
He says,
generically it's the right thing to do.
He says, I'm going to tell you to not reserve your right to remain silent. He says, you've got the right to remain silent in court. He says, never in 30 years have I told a client,
Get on the stand.
get on the stand. I tell him, you keep quiet, I'll speak for you. He says, I want you to speak to the court. He says, because you're a big guy, you're full of tattoos, you've got this look. He says, but as soon as you start speaking, he says, you're quite an intellectual, you're quite a nerd.
Yeah.
He says, you've got this other side.
And you articulate yourself very well.
He says, you speak well. He says, don't stay silent. He says, but I want you to consult. Speak to your other lawyers and tell me what they say.
Yeah, make your own decision. It is your your case at the end of the day.
So 2 weeks I sat on it and I thought about it, asked the other lawyers. All the other lawyers says, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't go on the stand. I said, I'll think about it. 2 weeks I was sitting. After 2 weeks, I phoned him. I said, Mr. Stefanos, I'll go on the stand. He says, you're making the right decision. He says, choose me. I'm telling you now. And he put me on the stand. And I defended, eventually I defended myself. We went through an entire trial. I was literally facing life in prison. They put my wife on the stand. She got destroyed. She got caught lying. They put the sister on the stand. She got caught lying. I've got the verdict. I'll give it to you afterwards. You can read it. The court's verdict. They asked my wife about the gold coins. My wife said, what gold coins? She's never seen gold coins in her life.
But it was in her name.
It gets worse. I made a video when we put the gold coins in the safe.
And she was with you. I remember
in
you
the
said
video.
So. Document your shit. If there's anything, guys, ladies and gentlemen,
document your stuff.
When it comes to money, relationships don't mean shit. When it comes to money, money's the first thing that's going to put everybody
document your stuff. Make videos, make videos of where you are. So I've got this video. My daughter, I'm from my prison, illegal prison phone. We find the video. My friend Jaron, very good friend of mine. I'm mentioning a lot of people that were supporting me here. Jaron was supporting me. He found the video that I made the day I put the gold in the safe. With a safe number, vault number 662, Hellenic Bank. There's my wife walking with the yellow declarations in her hand, the papers. So my lawyer's very clever. My lawyer says, look, they're not going to accept us putting she stole the gold video in a rape case. They're going to want to know, did you rape or didn't finished?
Yeah, because that's what you're on charge for.
That's what you got charged for. He says, but what I can do, I can put the video in
into
and
evidence.
Ask. He says, I can't put in this evidence.
Can't put in evidence, okay?
I can play the video in court for recognition.
Yeah, and it can't get dismissed.
And if she says she recognizes herself, and if she says, and the judges then sees motive, the judges can then say, now we want to see it as evidence. And then we'll adjourn the court, then we'll bring it back. Then we've got to say the video was shot on this phone at this time, at this date. And then we do a forensic analysis on the video. But just we can play it for recognition. Let's see if she bites. So my lawyers put the video on. The prosecutor says, no video allowed.
I object.
My lawyer says, look, I just want to see. Let her just tell us if that's her in the video, just for recognition. It's not evidence. So she plays the video. My wife sits there looking. Yes, that's me. What are you doing there? Yeah, I'm walking into the bank. What are you doing? Yeah, we have got a vault there. Yeah, my husband had signing powers on the vault, but I took his power of attorney off. She says it. Next thing, putting the gold in the safe. My lawyer says, and what's those yellow things? I don't know. My lawyer says, well, in your statement, you said you've never seen gold coins in your life. What is that? Now she's on record.
On camera, yeah.
On record, in the civil case, she said she's never seen the gold. My lawyer says to her, what's that? Well, I don't know. My lawyer says, tell me what you think it is. Well, it might as well be sweet. She says in court, the judge takes a pen. She throws a pen like this. She goes like this. My lawyer says, we got them.
Done and done.
Says, we got
Done
them.
and done.
My lawyer says, adjourn. He says to the court, I want to.
Was there a jury?
No,
No jury.
three judges.
Okay, so just judges. Okay, yeah.
So he says to the
So I can
court.
guarantee you if there was a jury, this would have been done a lot fucking quicker.
So he
at this
says
point.
to the judge, he says, I want to request the court so we can look at this video as evidence because there's a clear motive here. The judge just says, not only want to see the video, there's a lady in the video from the bank that's walking in with him. Bring her to court. We want to see what she says. There's a lady from the bank in the video. So my lawyer, the court subpoenaed her to come to court. Bring her to court. Now we're through the trial. We're already on the other end of the trial. This is before I speak. So they put the lady from the bank there. Do you recognize this gentleman? Yes. He came to the bank. He put how many times have been there? He's been there once when he opened the vault and 2 times to put gold. Has he been back in 2024? No, he hasn't been back. Has she been back in 2024? Yes, she's been back in 2024. When? On the 11th of November, the day after he got arrested, she came there and she took all the gold. Smoking gun. Boom.
Done and done.
The judges just go like this.
Well, you don't really have to hear more at this point.
Then we start. Now we do forensics on the video. We get a specialist in. The video is authentic. This, that. And then my lawyer said to me, get on the stand. Now I want you to defend yourself. Tell your story. Get on the stand. The prosecutor grills me. I just fire. Talk.
Because also at this point, you're just telling the truth.
I've got the truth on my side.
Yeah,
I've got the truth on my side.
And then you're good. Like majority of the time, like sometimes the truth's not going to work.
Listen,
but majority of the time, if you're just telling the absolute truth about something,
I'll tell you something,
you're going to be
Manny.
good.
You know, Carl Jung says, speak the truth.
Yeah.
At very least, don't lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't lie to yourself. I'll tell you something, what sustained me in prison, I was reading, I always read a lot. I was reading Jordan Peterson. I read all his books again, 12 Rules. I read We Wrestle with God. I read Maps of Meaning. I then went on to Jung. I read Carl Jung, The Collective Unconscious and Archetypical Stories.
Yes, yeah.
I read that. That sustained me. I read Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment. I read The House of the Dead, the Karamazov brothers. I read all of that. I read all the Solzhenitsyn stuff. And, you know, Carl Jung says at least don't lie to yourself. You know, if you lie to yourself, eventually you lose respect for yourself. If you lose respect for yourself and you lose respect for others, you are unable to love. That's what Dostoevsky says.
And if you're unable to love,
you are in hell.
that's it.
You know, so try not to lie. You know, it's not a small thing.
It's inevitable to.
You know,
all lie.
we
sometime
all
in your
lie.
life.
We
Yeah.
spoke about this before the podcast.
Yes.
And you know what? We all lie.
Yeah.
You know, and the honest answer is, do you lie? Yes, I lie. I'm sure I lie. Some white lies here and there, but I try my very best not to. That's good. You know, it's all about aim. You know, we can talk about the aim. The aim. We're living. Carl Jung says we're living. The human experience is on the periphery of holding the tension between all opposites. That's the right answer. And what is that tension? What are we doing? We're aiming. We're aiming to tell the truth. Okay? I always play a game with people, and I'm going to play this game with you. It's a good game. It's a cool game.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
So, can I have a little bit more whiskey before we play this game?
So what we do is,
Also, sorry, that cigar was bombs. Like, that was a really nice thing.
it was nice. Thank you. I'm still
Yeah.
having it.
Thank you, good sir. Wait, before we play the game, can we wrap up your story?
Oh, yeah, we can wrap up the story.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's. So now, where are you at now? So you got out.
Okay, so now I'm standing in the court. I told my story. All the evidence is in. Listen, I can elaborate on this like another,
Yeah.
like 10
And that-
hours.
yeah.
I can tell you who said this, who said that. I remember, look, I remember what people say. I remember what she said. I remember what my sister-in-law said. My sister-in-law was actually the most potent on the stand. She's different. And people miss, let me get back to Bradley. That's a good one. Let's go to Bradley.
Oh, Bradley
Shout out
finally
to
comes.
you nasty boy. Let's get back to you, Bradley. Bradley.
That's going to be the thumbnail of this podcast. Is going to be like, who the fuck is Bradley?
So Bradley, I get arrested. I phone him. I still got my phone on me. I'm in the holding cells. I get arrested. And I phone Bradley. Bradley, you won't believe what this woman did. He said, I can't believe it. He says, you don't deserve this. Now, let me tell you something. When Bradley got engaged to Eyster, I bought the engagement ring. I chose the ring. I chose the diamond. I had the ring made. I gave it to Bradley. Please marry her. I just
Take
wanted...
her off the streets.
That's what I was thinking, but I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it.
Do us all a favor,
Yeah,
mate.
but I was saying, Bradley, just
Make an
marry her.
honest woman out of it. Yeah.
And he did.
That's it.
I paid for the engagement party.
Fuck me.
So now I phoned Bradley. I said, Bradley, I've been there for you. Yeah. I said, please, you and I both know I never.
Exactly.
He says, of course not. I was speaking to her every day for 3 hours. Of course I know. I said, just fly to Cyprus.
Come tell you.
Come tell the story. My lawyer says, this is a wrap. When he comes, he's engaged to her. It's a wrap. You get out.
Yeah.
Guess what?
He got there.
No.
He never
My daughter
fucking rocked
phones
it.
Bradley. He stops taking her calls. He never spoke. He never came.
Ever again.
You know what? You know how evil carries on existing when cowards do fuck all.
Inaction is as bad as bad action.
That's a coward.
That's even worse than a bad person.
That is worse.
As a man.
When you see evil happen
And you do
and you're
nothing
too
about
much
it.
of a coward to step up and go, I won't allow this. Shame on you. It's so bad. I've known the man 10 years. He could have had me out of prison in 1 week.
And he let you sit there for a year and a half.
Stopped taking my calls. After, and this, I'm not going to tell everything, but I'm going to tell some of it. After almost a year in prison, Bradley comes to light and all of a sudden he wants to help. I say, this is interesting.
Better late than never.
Okay,
Yes.
so my lawyer speak to him. And my lawyer says, look, I don't know why he's helping now. So I said, I don't know why he's helping either, but I'm suspicious. But I've got a phone. So now I'm asking around. It turns out Bradley has done something really bad himself. And someone I know found out about it. And I'm not going to say what it is. He knows what it is. And this someone said to him, I know what you did.
Last summer.
Exactly what you did.
Yeah.
And you, my friend, are not a nice man. And not only are you not a nice man, but the real innocent man is in prison while you're walking around. And he says, please, I'll do anything to help. And he phones my lawyers. Now he wants to help. So I told my lawyers, when I found out about it, I said, do not use this piece of shit. He's a nasty man.
Yeah.
I don't want a man like that to defend me.
No.
I said, no. And I said, we will go to war
Before you take that.
without him.
Yeah.
I don't need him. And I left Brad out. First I wanted him. Then I said, no, thank you, Brad. I don't want a man like this in my courtroom, in my life, close to my daughters. This is one nasty, despicable human being. Shame on him. I then said to my lawyers, and I told my lawyers the truth. I said, this is what I found out. My lawyer said, no. Don't use this
Can't be
guy.
using a bad character
Don't
witness.
use
Bad
this guy.
witness, yeah.
He says, they said, if his reason for wanting to help is that, my lawyer said, no, you're an innocent man.
It will only do you worse.
He says, you're an innocent man. We're going to fight this the right way.
Yeah.
He says, and we're just going to do this. So that's the story on Brad. Okay, so
fuck you, Brad.
yeah, listen, Bradley, you know you're not a nice man.
Yeah.
And you know what? You're going to have to deal with your own shit on your own time. I don't care.
But now you've defended yourself.
Defended myself. I said what I had to say. And then the court adjourns. And now it's the verdict. And I have to wait 6 weeks. Go back to the cells, back to the main population. I just have to wait. For the
Hurry up and wait.
For the verdict.
Yeah.
It was the longest 6 weeks of my life. It drained me. It was psychological torture. I can't tell you, there was nothing worse than to know that you are going to go in 6 weeks to a court, to a judge, you're at the mercy of this court. And I said to my lawyer, tell me something. Am I going to win? Am I going to lose? He says, listen.
We've done all we can.
We did all we can. It's
Yeah.
up to the courts. We have to trust the justice system. And I said to him, please tell me something good. He says, I'm not your cheerleader.
I'm not here to make you feel good, yeah.
He says, I'm a serious dude.
Yeah.
I'm not your cheerleader. For cheerleading, you've got your daughters. They love you very much. You've got the mother of your kids. You've got your son-in-law, CJ. You've got Noel and Jordan who loves you. You've got your business partner. He says, you've got a lot of people.
Don't ask me for
He
something.
says, don't ask me. He says, I'm a serious lawyer. I just do my serious job at the best way I can. And then I leave it to the courts. He says, that's the right way. He says, any lawyer that's worth his salt does not make promises like this and just speak. He says, I don't speak like that. You know. And I respected the man for that. He's a serious lawyer. You know, anybody in Cyprus ever gets into trouble. See, I tell you something, Mr. Ilias Stefanos, he's the boss. He is the best lawyer in Cyprus, probably one of the best lawyers in Europe, but he's not cheap. You pay, my trial was about 2.5 million rand. 2.5 million rand, and Noel paid everything. He never once said it's too much.
I can't help you anymore.
No. He said, what do you need? Do you know Noel flew to Cyprus to visit me at prison for 1 hour? The man flew from Texas. Let me tell you something. This is difficult even to say. Let me tell you something. Noel is a much nicer person than the person you think who's fucking nice on social media. He's the real deal. Like, sorry, I just get...
No, of course.
He's the real deal. The man flew to Cyprus. He paid my legal fees. He flew to Cyprus, came to see me. Like people like this, they don't exist.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Sorry, I'm getting all
No.
It's very hectic for me to talk about this. People see Noel on social media and they go, you know, he's a nice guy. Okay, what does that mean?
Well, yeah, you don't know him.
Okay, let me tell you what it means. When his family or someone he loves is in trouble, he goes all the way. And he could have used my story. He hasn't.
Yeah.
He hasn't. He's just carried on with life.
Yeah, he just
Gets
there to
on
help
with
you,
things, you know. But this guy did all of this for me, and he doesn't even want credit for it. I mean, he does. He just said, look, my mentor, you know, was in trouble, and I'm so happy he's out. And then he carried on with his life.
He wasn't using it as like a publicity stunt or
nothing. He didn't even speak about it while it was happening. You know, if it was a publicity stunt,
he would have been on a selfie over here saying, like, look at me helping Jaco over here, you know, like
nothing.
But sure, that shows character. That shows character.
Shout out to Noel
Dazel.
This guy is
South African boy as well.
Yeah, South African boy from Kempton. From
Love that.
Edenvale, Edenvale.
East Rand is the strongest currency in the country,
man. What do they say? When the Rand falls, the East Rand stands strong.
That's exactly it.
When the Rand gets weak, the East Rand gets strong. Yeah, look, Noel's a serious dude. He was helping me through all of this. My daughters, you know, they were helping me through this. And Noel flew to Cyprus to see me for 1 hour. For 1 hour. I mean, what is
Flew
this?
14, 16 hours just for that.
Who
would do that, yeah.
Where do you find people like this?
Yeah.
You know, so that was unbelievable. So I went to court. 6 weeks, I've got to wait for the verdict. It's fucking killing me, man. I'm sitting here in the prison, and the boys in the prison are just going, listen, we just want you to be out. And they were like encouraging me. And then the morning of the verdict, I wake up. It's like 4 or 5 in the morning. I'm in my cell, pacing up and down. The gates open. And as the gates open at 7 o'clock, I've got to go down. I've got to walk down. And then I've got to go to court. So I walk up to my friend Shadi. Fuck, I love this guy. He's such a solid human being. Solid dude. I go up to Shadi's room and I said, Shadi's, fuck. I said, I feel like I'm going to vomit. I'm so nervous. He says, you'll be fine. And he says, I'll tell you what. I know you're going to be fine because I'm going to give you some aftershave. He's got like a perfume.
Okay, yeah. Like a cologne vibe,
he says,
yeah.
You're going to smell good. Oh, by the way, this is a good story. The jacket I wore for court, I got as a gift from Jack. Okay, my butler. So my butler.
Your butler was with you in court, man.
My butler's a fucking legend. I love him. Nobody loves him as much as I do. I mean, Shadi doesn't even love Jack. He says Jack is a lunatic, but he is a lunatic. But I love Jack. So Jack gave me this jacket. So I go to court in this jacket 1, 2, 3 times. Eventually, I said to Jack, I said, look, Jack, but Jack doesn't have a lot of money. He's not a rich guy, you know.
Yeah.
So I said to Jack, look, Jack, I've just got a serious question here. Sorry, I'm missing it. I've got a serious question here. This jacket I'm wearing. I said, please tell me it wasn't your father's. He says, how did you know? So I was going to court.
Wearing Jack's dad's jacket.
I was going to court wearing Jack's dad's jacket.
Fuck.
Which he gave to me.
Yeah.
So I was wearing his fucking dead father's jacket to court. So now I'm standing and waiting for 6 weeks. The morning I've got Jack's father's jacket on. I'm going up to Shadi's room. I'm going, boys, fuck, I don't know if I'm going to make this. They're going, no, you've got this, please.
Yeah.
I said,
we don't want to see you again,
no, they
basically.
said, pack your stuff in your room. I said, I don't want to pack my stuff in my room.
Don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to jinx it. They're like, pack your stuff. I'm like, I'm not packing my stuff. I left all my stuff like that. My Dostoevsky books, my fucking Carl Jung books, all my notes, everything. I leave it. I said, don't touch my shit. And look, in my room, nobody fucking steals. So they wouldn't touch it anyway.
Yeah.
I said, don't touch my shit. I'm going to court. Keep my shit like this. If I come back and I get sentenced, I'm here with you boys for life.
Then we good.
Shadi goes, I'm going to give you some perfume. You're going to smell good. Because when you walk out with Jack's dad's jacket, and you're smelling good, you're going to walk the fuck right out of that court, out the front, with Jack's dad's jacket. He says, plus, anyway, I don't know why you're still wearing this dirty jacket. I said, I love Jack.
I'm wearing the jacket. You're already there. At that point,
I'm already in it.
You're in.
I'm in
100%.
it, you know, and I don't have a jacket, so what am I going to do? You know, my wife stole everything. So, and anyway, I go to court, fuck. Oh, now, the reason I told you the story of me grabbing the handbag. So, the story of me grabbing the handbag was an interesting one. Because when I was speaking for myself, defending myself, the prosecutor asked me, and I said, look, I had a fight with him. I reached over and I grabbed the jacket, ripped the jacket. So the prosecutor says to me on the stand, you know that's assault. I said, I didn't know that. He says, well, it's assault. But everything else was a lie. So she said, I went in the back and I beat her, I slapped her. But she said, I turned from the driver's wheel over, I grabbed her with the with the left and slapped her with the right, which is impossible. So when my lawyers cross-questioned her, the court
couldn't
knew
keep up with it,
she couldn't keep up the story because
once you lie, you just have to try to keep
and they left my daughter out.
Yes.
They said my daughter wasn't there. And my daughter went on the stand and said, look, I was there. And she had a photo of her there. So then their stories weren't making sense. It was lies. I could tell you a lot of stories, but I'm telling you that one, and there's a reason why I'm telling you that one. Is because there was now an assault charge. So when I finished testifying, my lawyer said to me, look, you did well. He says, but you know you're going to get an extra charge now. There's 15 charges. Now you've got an assault charge because you grabbed a handbag. Okay. So they add the charge. Now it's 6 weeks. I wait. I get back. I get into the court, handcuffed. They bring me up from downstairs, all handcuffed. Police escorts put me in the dock, sit me down. So the judge says, you know you've admitted to assaulting your sister-in-law. I said, yes.
In your statement, yeah.
I said, yes. I said, when I testified, because it did happen. She says, so we're going to have to adjourn and add that to the charges. Now, you don't have 15 charges. You've got 16 charges. And then we come back, and then I'm going to read my verdict. I'm like, okay. Go back downstairs, cuff me, back in the cell, sit downstairs, bring me back up. I'm back in the dock. So the judge reads all the charges out and adds the charge. And then she starts with the verdict. And you can read the verdict. As the verdict starts, I'm like holding my breath, and she starts. She goes, the first witness, the mother. And then she goes, was lying here, was lying there, was lying there, lying there. This doesn't make sense. That. Second witness, they said, the mother said her daughters were kidnapped to Texas. But the father said he drove them to the airport. And the immigration officer was there. And they brought him in and he testified. He says, I was there. What kidnapping? What? Then they go. And then the judge says, the only reliable witness here was the defendant.
Who's telling the truth?
He was the only one telling the truth. To the extent of admitting that he assaulted her by grabbing a handbag, in good conscience, the court cannot find him guilty on that. He suffered too much. Let him stand up, take off his handcuffs, and let him walk out the door.
I feel like fucking celebrating right now. Like that. Yes.
That
yes. Fucking A.
I got up,
Justice is served.
took the handcuffs.
Yeah.
I walked out with Jack's father's jacket.
Yeah.
Smelling great from Shadi's perfume.
That's it. You took things with you.
Yeah.
Do you still have that jacket?
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
I
That's
still have
awesome.
it. I still have it. So that's the story.
Man, that is...
What a story.
Listen, I want to say two things. I want to say thank you, number one, just for telling it in detail.
There's
a lot of
more
people.
detail, but
Obviously,
that's just
listen,
the
a lot of
top
people will
end.
come here and try to tell a story like quick
Yeah.
sticks. Me, I like a Cape Town garden route kind of storyline. Number two, I'd like to first say I'm so sorry that you went through that.
Look.
But at the same time, I want to ask you a question. Would you, looking back now, and you like the person that you are now, would you change anything
I
that
won't
you've gone
change a
through?
thing. Nothing.
You'd go through it all again. Not on purpose, obviously.
I won't change a thing. There's a book I always start with. There's a book I read. I'm such a nerd. Look, there's a book I read. The book is called, and shout out to Dion. He bought me this book many years ago. I didn't read it yet. I didn't think it was that profound. There's a couple of psychotherapists, psychoanalysts, which are great. Freud is great. He found some interesting stuff. Adler was his contemporary that lived in the same time as him. He was great. After that, there was Viktor Frankl. Viktor Frankl wrote a book called Man's Search for Meaning. He was in Auschwitz. He suffered in Auschwitz under the Nazis, and he was one of the Jews that suffered from the Holocaust. 80% of the people that was in the camp with him got killed. And he wrote the book, Man's Search for Meaning. I read the book in prison. It was the most profound book, apart from maybe Dostoevsky, that I could have read. I read it 2-3 times. If you in a situation where you cannot change your situation, Frankl writes, if you cannot change where you are because of external factors, i.e., your wife claim you the sister, which you didn't do, but you cannot change the charge against you. You cannot change the fact that you're in a maximum security prison. If you cannot change any of that, you have to change yourself.
Adapt to survive.
No, you have to change yourself. You have to allow your old self to die. It's called Negrido. Carl Jung speaks about a process called Negrido, Albedo, Citrinitas, and Libido. It's a process that you go through. Negrido is the blackening of the soul. So when you sit in prison and your wife did this to you and you cannot change your environment, you allow your old self to die. You allow the dead parts of you to burn off. You allow the dead people in your life to burn away. The people who mean nothing. Allow them to burn off. Allow your dead parts of your psychology to burn away. And then you get clarity. It's called albedo. It's the whitening. It's when you've got clarity of mind to say, what am I going to become now? And then you've got citrinitas. That's the yellow veil of opportunity. But then it becomes the yellow veil of opportunity of becoming something new. And then you've got libido, which is the new you. That's Carl Jung. So when you're sitting in a prison and you cannot change your environment, you cannot change where you are, you're locked up, you get locked up 9 o'clock at night, you get open 7 o'clock in the morning, you cannot go pee in a toilet because there is no toilet in your cell. You've got to either hold your pee or pee in a bottle. It's not fun. When you're facing this, you are forced to let your old self die. And you have to become something new, something different, and find meaning in it. And the meaning you can find that meaning if you read Viktor Frankl. I'm not the same person I was when I went to prison, but I promise you I'm better. Better for the people around me, better for my children. I value things better. I've got a deep sense of gratitude for many things. And gratitude, by the way, is a very interesting concept. People think they have to force gratitude. They have to be grateful for things. No. If your psychology is ordered in the correct way and you've got the correct aim, gratitude will be an automatic response. You will feel gratitude and it will come to you
naturally
because you orientated yourself in the right way. You aimed at the right things. If you aim at the right things, you will find yourself waking up one morning with gratitude.
Yes.
And at one point in prison, I felt gratitude. Gratitude for the people who care about me. Gratitude for my daughters, the mother of my kids, my friends around me, my family members that support me, all my cousins. I've got so many female cousins and, they all supporting me. And I've got really good women around me supporting me. Good women, like I've got my friend Stephanie. I love her very much. And, all women are not evil. And what I found when I was in prison, I found myself allowing the dead parts of what symbolizes women to burn off. The horrible women burnt off. And what was left was the good ones. Yes. I was left with my female cousins, my daughters, my good friend Stephanie, the mother of my children. These are good women.
You created space for them.
So I created space for them. But you've got to, Jordan Peterson, and Jordan Peterson's a big inspiration of mine. Jordan Peterson speaks of a similar thing. You've got to volunteer yourself to the challenge of change, let's say.
Yeah.
And that change is extremely painful. It's extremely painful.
Well, suffering is the only way forward.
It's if you can find meaning through suffering, that's Viktor Frankl.
That's it.
That's man's search for meaning.
Yes.
If you can find meaning in your suffering, which I think I did. I mean, where else would I find the time to read Dostoevsky day and night for 543 days? Look,
Listen, you found time.
listen, I fucking love Dostoevsky. He's the king.
Yeah, fair.
My interpretation might be crude because I'm from Benoni. So everyone can excuse me. But guess what? Guys from Benoni also love fucking Dostoevsky. I mean, why can't we? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm a big Dostoevsky fan. I'm a big Jung fan. I spent my time reading this shit. And then I would come out of my cell in the morning. I'll be reading Jung. And I'll tell my neighbor, fuck, Andrew.
Guess what?
Guess what I read? He's like, don't tell me that shit. and he goes in his room. He comes out. He goes, tell me
the shit. Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I found this out. And he'll be like, oh, my mind just exploded.
Yeah.
It was so funny. And I would pack my Jung books in front of my cell, the pages. And then I'll be making notes. And then all the prisoners walk past.
And
they'll be
read the
like,
notes,
what are you reading? And and then Jack, my butler, used to read over my shoulder. And I used to say to him, Jack, does reading look like a fucking team sport? Are you joking, Jack? I can't read when you read. And he used
Fuck off, Jack.
he used to say, no, but I also want to read. I said, what do you know about Carl Jung? Shut the fuck up, go away. Then he goes away, then Jack comes back. So the one day Jack comes to me, he's like, you know what? I've been reading this in the library. And fuck, I wish I had that poem here. Oh my God. He says, I've been reading this in the library. And it was so profound. I think it's Jung. I tore it out of the library book and he gave me the gift. And I took a photo of it with my phone. I lost the fucking paper on the plane. I'm so sad about it. But anyway, and it was William Blake. And when I read it, I was like, this is so Jung. It says, I'm not even going to try it. I need to find the poem.
Okay, yeah.
But you must
Quick
read
question
it.
out of that. So what happened to her?
To who?
Like, I just want to go back. What happened to to your ex-wife?
Oh,
like,
so-
fuck, what happened to her? You know, like, I just want to know what is the end of this
So
now?
she's living in the village house she stole. She was asked about the trust. The trust is in my name. I mean, the trust says Pizdukas Family Trust. Pizdukas is a Lithuanian nickname for me. So she registered the trust so it looks like it's my name, everything. But at some point, she took me and my daughters out and kept her and her family in. She's still living in that same house that she stole with the gold that she stole from the money she stole. Now, look,
Are you ever going to get it back?
look, if I was her, I'll be honest with you, I'll make a run for it.
Fair.
I will make a run for it because how does she think this is going to end well? I've been acquitted. It was not even like, listen, there's no evidence, we can't find him guilty. It was, listen, there's overwhelming evidence that they stole and this poor man suffered. That's the verdict. The evidence is in the court, plus the video of the gold, plus the bank accounts, plus the trust,
So she's
with
still
the
living
trust
back in that
number.
side, yeah.
She's going to have to be in court on the civil case, which is running parallel to this, in August. That civil case, once that judge reads the transcripts from the criminal court, that civil case could flip into a criminal case against her like this. At which point does she not get nervous? I'm out. I mean, the judge told me.
You're good.
The judge told me, we're not even going to deport you. We want you to retain your citizenship.
Because you're a good citizen for the country.
We are sorry, sir, for what happened to you.
Yeah. At that point, I would be like, you know what, you guys can go fuck yourselves.
No,
well.
listen,
I'm not gonna lie to
listen.
you,
My lawyers mounted a civil claim against the European Union for 50 million. So that's coming. I can tell you stories. I can tell you stories about my Mustang. On top of everything.
I have a Harley. Where's your Harley?
I sold my Harley while I was in prison to Shadi, my
Okay.
friend, and my Toyota, and he gave me a GLE AMG Merc for that.
Okay, not the
Not
worst.
bad.
Would you get a Harley again?
The Mustang, my wife actually wrote it off while I was in prison to try and commit insurance fraud on top of everything. And my friend drove past the wrecked car and sent me photos in prison. So she wrecked it to try and, the insurance didn't pay out. So she's got that hanging over her as well.
So she fucked that up.
I mean, so she's got a possible insurance fraud claim on top
A
of the
criminal
criminal
charge.
claim for stealing the gold, on top of the fraud for, on top of false claims. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know
Karma-
how this is going to work out for her.
Yeah. Listen, I'd love to find out more. Like, listen, karma's a bitch.
I don't know how it's
karma
going
is
to
a
work for
bitch.
her, Manny. I don't know.
No. But you know what? I can't wish bad upon somebody. But I'm gonna let the things do the things. You know what I mean? I don't, and I won't feel bad about it either.
Manny, I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
On a moral level, I've forgiven her a long time ago.
I actually wanted to ask you: do you forgive her, or do you just? Was the forgiveness for
forgive her.
you, or was it for her?
I forgave her a long time ago because I know I've got a deep understanding of who she is and what she is, and I know why she did what she did. I challenged her. I challenged everything that's her foundational belief of who she is. I challenged. Firstly, I challenged. I saw my wife has got the superpower. My ex-wife has got the superpower where she's got a way of lying to herself. Now, we've been through this, okay? Is lying to yourself a good thing? No. So Nietzsche says, become who you are. Jung says, can you love when you become who you are?
And what does Dostoevsky say?
Dostoevsky says, don't lie to yourself. Because if you lie to yourself, you lose respect for yourself. And if you lose respect for yourself and for others, you cannot love at all. And you end up in hell.
That's it.
Okay.
Living hell.
There's a caveat. There's an exception to this rule. And I don't know what to make of it. Every rule has got an exception. Mm-hmm. My wife's got a superpower where she can lie to herself. And it benefits her. I've only seen this once before. I watched, did you watch that Netflix series of that Nimspurja that peaks all those Mount Everest, and I think it's called K2, and he went up all the highest peaks. I think it's called 14 peaks, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Please don't quote me on it.
Yeah.
But I watched this, there's an X amount of peaks you can, and there was one mountaineer that could summit all these peaks, but it took him like 7 years. And Nimspurja came along and he said, I'll do it in 1 season. Okay, he's a Sherpa. This dude is a serious dude. So I watched this series and I was into it. Like I just couldn't stop watching it. I was so fascinated. I've never climbed anything in my life, but I was into this mountaineering shit. And I was flat out into this Nimspurja. And there's a mountain. So apparently Mount Everest is the highest, but apparently this K2 or something mountain is more steeper. It's not as high, but it's steeper. And it's the most deadly. So this dude goes up this mountain, and there's the death zone. So there's a point where you get to and you put base camp up, and when you go over that, you need oxygen. That's when you're over, like, say, 30,000, I don't know, 30,000 feet, whatever.
Feet. Yeah.
But you need oxygen. So Nimspurja goes to base camp. He's got his oxygen ready. He's got everything ready. And he has to summit in the morning. And what happens at night while he sleeps, someone steals his oxygen. Okay, now, someone steals your oxygen is a metaphor. Keep that in mind. Okay, let's go forward. Someone steals your oxygen. What do? Okay. Nimspurja lies to himself. Okay. That's contradictory to what Dostoevsky teaches us. So Nimspurja lies to himself and he tells himself, I don't need oxygen.
Delusional.
But they interview him on Joe Rogan. Okay, a lot of people look at how many peaks. I don't look at things like that. I'm very eccentric. I look at things differently. I look at the behavior and I find funny things fascinating. I found it fascinating that he lied to himself. That's the part I found fascinating.
And it worked.
He lies to himself and he tells himself, I don't need oxygen. No, Nimspurja, you need oxygen. Everyone needs oxygen. You're in the death zone. And he lies to himself even further. And he tells himself, whoever stole my oxygen needed it more than me, and I saved a life, and his family is going to be happy to see him again.
Delusional.
Yes.
Yes.
So Joe Rogan asked him, did you believe your lie? He says, well, I had to survive. And I'm going, oh, my fuck. So what do I make of this? I don't know what to make of this because Dostoevsky tells us, don't lie to yourself. Nimspurja says, I don't have oxygen, so I'm going to lie to myself. I don't have oxygen.
And I'm like, yeah.
That's a serious problem.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's not a fuck around, bro.
It's not like I don't have clean underpants.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have fucking oxygen.
Something that in a couple minutes I could peg.
Yes.
Very fucking quickly.
And my solution is I'm going to lie to myself. I mean, everything
and
about...
I'm gonna do it anyway.
Everything about the story just fucked my brain.
Yes.
And I'm like, what's going on here?
Yes.
Okay. But he summits and he comes down. Okay, what's the moral behind my story? Let's go. My wife has got a superpower. My sister's not a prostitute. She lies to herself. My mother's the most beautiful woman in the world. Her mother's ugly. She lies to herself.
And believes it.
She came to South Africa, leaving Lithuania at the age of 14. Mm-hmm. She arrives here with 40,000 rand, her and her family. They've got no money. They are dirt poor on a scam. Okay? They don't have oxygen, proverbially speaking. But she lies to herself. You know what she tells herself? Mm. My mother's the most beautiful. My dad is the most talented architect. Her dad is a raging alcoholic that beats the mother. He's not a articulate architect. But I used to watch her lie to herself.
And she believes it.
She believes
to the
it.
T.
No, it's such a mind fuck. I used to do my head in, but I was so fascinated by it. I used to go, this is a superpower.
Yeah, it
she
is.
can
Yeah,
actually
it really
lie
is.
to herself to tell herself she's got a perfect family. And here's my hypothesis. I reckon the mother wasn't a violin player either. Okay, but that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'll take it back. If I'm wrong, I'm from Benoni. I can get it wrong. I'm just a dude from Benoni. I'm nobody special.
Fair.
But I reckon the mother wasn't a violin player either.
Yeah.
And I reckon that's why every time when the father gets drunk, he beats the living shit out of her.
And it just sounds like a sad violin in the background.
I think she played more than the violin. Okay, so, but my wife can lie to herself.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. What did I do? I came along and I said, I don't deal in lies. Rudyard Kipling, If, the poem If, great poem. Probably one of the greatest poems ever written. Okay. Rudyard Kipling said, when lied about, don't deal in lies. Okay. Dostoevsky says, don't lie to yourself. Jung says, try not to lie to yourself. Okay, so I come along, I watch her, and I watch her lie to herself, but I'm totally amused. Okay. Shame on me. I do that kind of thing.
You let this happen.
Okay, so I watch.
Yeah.
And I watch. And I'm fascinated. I watch her lie to herself. And I say, but this is quite successful. This is contrary to everything I've read. It's very strange, but I'm curious. I'm a very curious person. And I'm very curious about human behavior.
Yeah.
So I'm watching this and I'm going, so you like Nimspurja. When you have no oxygen, you tell yourself you don't need any.
And you just don't.
When you've got a raging alcoholic for a father, you tell yourself he's a brilliant architect. When you've got a mother that probably don't play the violin, you tell yourself she's the most beautiful mother. When you've got a younger sister that's a real escort, you tell yourself she's not. But I come along and I challenge all of that. Oh, that's on
So
me.
you pissed off. Yeah.
That's on me. So I shatter her entire reality and I tell her, you need the oxygen. She can't.
You ruined her perception of her life.
She cannot summit that peak because I told her she can't.
Without
the lie.
Yeah.
Because I don't deal in lies. That's on me.
That's all your fault.
And then we are
That's all
heading.
you.
Now we at a crash course of one person that deals in lies to not need oxygen, and another person that don't deal in lies. And I hold fast. I said, I won't deal in lies. Let it all out. And I say to the mother one day, I know about you. And I said to the father, I know about you. And you, the sister, I know about you. And you are just delusional. She won't have that. She will not have that. She will not allow me to shatter her entire reality. She'll make me pay. Hell has no fury like a woman's scorn. That's not maybe. So I know what I did.
Fact.
So
That
I
is
know
a
what I
fact.
did. She
Yeah.
know what she did. It's a game. Let's see who wins.
That's exactly it. Fuck, that's crazy, actually. I have one more question for you. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out that last one there, but I have one last question for you.
She cannot shatter reality.
No, she can't.
It's not about the money. It's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's a mind.
Way
it's a mind
bigger.
fuck. This is a mind fuck.
This is a war of different worlds,
That's
war
it.
of psychologies. It's a war of two different
deeper than
mindsets.
normal, yeah.
It's way deep. It's way deep. And then I've got my issues
Fair.
that comes into
Fair.
play. To have a perfect storm, you can't have just the rain. You need the rain,
you need the
the
wind.
lightning, the wind. You need everything.
Yeah,
This was
everyone's
a
got to play their part.
Listen, this was a
Everyone has
perfect
to play
storm.
their part.
This
Yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah.
perfect storm.
That's it.
And the reason it's a perfect storm is because it wasn't the one thing, it was everything.
It came together at once.
Everything. It's me challenging the mother. It's me challenging the father. It's me challenging the truth. It's me saying, I can't live like this anymore. You guys are all lying to each other even. You know why communism carried on existing? Because everyone lied.
They just pretended like it was normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, coincidentally, this family comes from communist Lithuania.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So they all lied to each other. You know what? I used to ask questions. I used to say to my wife, did your father ever beat your mother back in Lithuania? No, never. That's interesting. So
Why does he do it now?
only when you guys got to South Africa and you had no money and she had to go play the violin to make money, then he started beating her every time he got drunk. I mean,
Like mother, like daughter.
and then I used to see the mother in South Africa go to and so I used to, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I pay attention. So I learned how to speak and read, speak and hear Lithuanian, believe it or not. So the word babnikas means pervert. So I know a lot of Lithuanian. I can tell you what I want. I can tell you Viščiukas. I know Viščiukas is chicken. Aš noru, I want to eat. Valgita, Viščiukas.
Yes,
I can speak Lithuanian.
Yeah,
Not a lot, but a little bit.
Yes.
No, maybe like 10% or 20%, but it's not nothing, you know? So I used to hear the mother tell the daughter in the house, your perverts can wait. I made you food. Eat first. Your perverts, your babnikas can wait. And I used to go, so the mother knows what the sisters, what a
Why do you think they never were in the conversation when you guys had it?
Exactly.
Yeah, of course, but what does
Then
it
I
matter?
used to see the mother take money out of her daughter's handbag.
Oh, yeah?
After she comes back from a weekends of work in Monaco. Okay, like, are you serious? She knew what her daughter was doing.
Of course.
So
Of
what happens?
course.
Now we're all living together in Cyprus, and I wasn't having any of it. I was like, you knew, you to blame.
Yeah.
You knew I will not allow my daughters to have their job.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, or at
And
very least,
they hated you for setting that boundary and breaking their reality. That's exactly what it
they
is.
hated me
Yeah. They
because,
despised you for it.
because I
Yes.
was stealing their opportunity to summit with no oxygen.
That's it. That's it. Jaco, if I can ask you one question.
Sure.
What is one piece of advice you'd give to a young man now, after everything you've been through? You're 53 years old now. You know, you've been through the ringer. You've told me you don't know how you're still here at some
I
point.
don't know. I'm still here.
What advice would you give? Woman, life, anything. What advice are you going to give?
Look, I spoke to you about this. I spoke to you a little bit about this beforehand. There's a couple of things I don't do. I don't speak about God unless it's absolutely necessary. Okay, because I believe if you speak about God when you can explain things in a normal way, it's blasphemous. Okay, so you don't have to always bring God into everything. Because 95% of the shit we can resolve without speaking about God. But when you ask a question like that, I believe it's absolutely necessary to mention. When you're a young man, believe in God, find a good wife, get married, have children, family values, don't be me. How's that for good advice? Don't be this guy. I'm a wild dude. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Find one good woman, settle with her, don't cheat, act like God is watching you. It's good advice.
Yeah.
You know, especially in these times.
I was about to say, in these times, listen, it's a lot
Because
easier
now
to say find a good woman than it is to find a good woman.
Yeah, listen, in these times, you're a young man, 27 years old.
Yeah.
In my days, you could go out, you could mess around, you cheat on your girlfriend, it's not a big deal. You go cheat on the wrong girl, she's going to blame you for
Facts.
don't settle, find one girl. Settle down. Be good to each other. Have children. Try and have God somewhere in your life.
So you would say a calm life is better than a chaotic life.
A conservative life.
See,
A
like, for
chaotic life. Look, a chaotic life, that's me.
Yeah.
But not everyone survives.
No, of course not.
I sit and I think about my friends, who's like died in South Africa. Not 1, not 2, not 5, not 10. It's too many. I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate. I survived. I'm still here. I can tell the stories, but I don't know. I don't have the answers. I just think, if someone had to ask me, I haven't dated the mother of my children for 24 years. It's the mother of my children. Now, guess who I'm living with? The same girl. What was I doing? Chasing my own tail. She's living with me at my house.
Full roundabout.
She's living with me at my house. Okay, we're just relaxing together. But I'm 53 years old now. And I'm looking at this and I said to her the other day, what am I going to do now? What? I'm going to go out and find a new girlfriend.
No.
I said, no, I'm relaxed here. We're having tea. Let's have a cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you video called me the other day and you told me about someone being old and dating a young woman.
Yeah, I can't do that. Look, I cannot do. I'm 53. I'm going to make money again. I'm busy building my healthy food business with my partner, Jaco Davidson. It's going to be a good business. I'll make money again. I'll get up on my feet again. But, what I'm going to do? I'm 53 years old. Now I make money. Now I drive the M4. Now I drive, what? I'm going to find myself a 24-year-old. Very possible. I can do that. I'll get in shape. I'll be in shape again. And then, but what? I would just want to grow old with dignity. I don't want to be walking around with a fucking 24-year-old bimbo. It's just not dignified, man. Come on. And
what do you have to speak about? This is what we were talking about, like the communication.
And now what am I going to do? Walk in a room, embarrass my daughters because look at Dad's.
They're younger than your daughters at that point.
No. I'll just relax with my kid's mom. I relax with her. We have tea. I cook them a good meal. I sit with
it's the simple things in life.
I've got my godson Zayn is my half brother for my daughters. I relax with him. I go watch him play cricket. And I'm thinking to myself, what was I doing all this time? All this time I was like a crazy guy. Look, I've got stories to tell because I was like a lunatic, but that's my own issues.
But I mean, if you think about it like that, you can sit here and say that now, but somebody that's never been through it is going to sit on the other end and be like, I wish that I lived a little bit of a crazier life. I wish I had more stories. I wish I had more to tell. You know what I mean? So it's a catch-22 because if you live like the advice that you gave, find it. Obviously, it's the correct. If you're looking at it a correct term, a correct way to live.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's the same thing as anything. Like when your parents told you don't touch the hot pot. How did you learn your lesson? You touched the hot fucking pot. You burned yourself.
I did a little bit more
You
than
see-
that.
but you see my point.
I used
Yeah,
to
yeah,
light
yeah.
the sky.
So-
I used to go supernova.
Yeah, see, but you used to go full in. Full in.
Light the
Blitz
sky.
that shit up. Yeah, that's exactly it. But I mean, how else were you going to learn the lesson?
Look,
So-
I had a great life.
Yeah.
I had a really good life. I had a very, very interesting, very colorful life. I mean, this story is one of. I mean, everybody tells me.
Yeah, this is part one, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to sit down with Jaco on a different occasion.
There's so many
we
stories.
have we have some philosophical conversations
Yes,
to
we
have that
could
we're
have
not going to
those.
get to today, but
We could have those.
yeah.
We could have
'Cause I
those.
think how far are we? We must be like 3 hours or 2.5 hours. Longer than 3 hours. Longer than 3 hours.
That's unbelievable. It feels like
I've
20
never.
minutes.
Yeah, I know. What the fuck?
It feels like
Okay,
20
I'm not gonna lie. I
minutes.
can feel my ass is a bit numb, but
Yeah.
I mean, fair.
But yeah, listen, that's the advice for youngsters. You know, have an adventure, but have an adventure in a way that you, I don't know. Be careful also. What is it? Okay, let's go to Jung. That's the right answer.
Let's go to Jung.
Okay, I always default to someone way more clever than me.
Yeah.
So Jung says the human experience is on the periphery of holding the tension between all opposites. Have the adventure, but don't burn the world down. You know, that's a good one. Balance. The human
Balance.
experience is on the periphery of holding the tension between all opposites.
Everything in moderation.
Everything. Just hold the tension. Always aiming at what's better rather than aiming at what's worse. Look, I went flat boxing into the adventure. Just the stories. I mean, the stories is crazy. People, I don't do a lot of podcasts. I've never done one before this. And people always say, I said,
But what is that, like a fitness one?
Yeah, just like a fitness one.
No,
Yeah.
this is a completely
This
different story.
This is a prison one. This is I went to prison one.
It shows you. It shows you.
Yeah, but listen, I've on the flip side, I've got a lot of good people around me. Thank
Yes.
God. You know, I couldn't have done this. I couldn't have gone through on the other side.
Yes.
My partner Noel. I mean, I really got emotionally choked up when I spoke about Noel because. You know, people think social media is fake. In Noel's case, social media is fake because he's way better than
What
the
he
good
shows.
guy.
Yeah.
You know, he's such a good guy on social media.
Yeah.
In reality, he's like even 1,000 times better than that.
Yes.
So in this case, it's the other way.
I get you,
Usually social media is like, oh, it's all bullshit, you know. He acts like a good guy, but he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
In Noel's case, he's
He's a better
actually
guy.
a better guy than
yeah,
the
yeah.
good guy you see on
Yes.
social media. So yeah, I've got my business partner that helped. I've got my daughters. I've got my family. I've got my friends. I've got a lot of people around me.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the only way I made it. That and I believe there's a God, definitely. There's
That's
no
that's
way.
our next conversation.
Yeah,
That's our next
listen,
conversation.
You can speak about that, but I believe
Jaco,
that. Thank you
I
very
would
much.
like to take a toast to.
Thank you, Randy.
And you know what? This is not a thing against my previous guests. Dad, you included. I love talking to you on the podcast. It's been 2 years. But this has been the best podcast that I've done. Honestly, your story is one to definitely learn from. You know? Like it wasn't one to just say that you were the innocent victim, you played your part.
No.
This
listen.
was a beautiful story to hear, guys. I
Yeah.
hope you guys took a lot of things out of this, a lot of lessons. If anybody wants to find Jaco on Instagram and his social media, we'll post his things on the screen right
Yeah,
about
it's easy.
now.
It's just all my handles
Yes,
are josephj.dsa.
That's it.
Even my Gmail account,
100%,
josephj.dsa. Everything's the same.
And guys, if
handle.
you have any questions, you have any comments, we will be doing a part 2, different kind of story, not
Yeah.
about this.
Then
but
I'll have to bring my books.
man, yes, 100%. Again, thank you so much for coming on the Modern
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Ladies and
Appreciate
gentlemen,
it.
I know this has been over 3 hours. I can't believe it. But thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, leave your comments, and we will see you guys on the next episode of The Modern Man. Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Re-entry initiated. Incoming message. The Modern Man Podcast.